You're listening to Daily Manna Devotionals. Thanks for stopping by. If at any point you like what you're hearing and you can relate to it in some way, make sure you hit that thumbs up. Comment down below. I respond to every comment personally. Subscribe if you haven't already. I thank you so much for the support. Let's help the YouTube algorithm push this message out to more people. The title of today's devotion is Why Worry? The scripture. Continue praying, keeping alert, and always thanking God. Colossians chapter 4, verse 2. The words summarize Christ's opinion of worry, irrelevant and irreverent. Can all your worries add a single moment to your life? Of course not. Worry is irrelevant. It alters nothing. When was the last time you solved a problem by worrying about it? Imagine someone saying, I got behind in my bills, so I resolved to worry my way out of debt. And you know, it worked. A few sleepless nights, a day of puking and hand wringing, I yelled at my kids and took some pills, and glory to worry. Money appeared on my desk. It doesn't happen. Worry changes nothing. You don't add one day to your life or one bit of life to your day by worrying. Your anxiety earns you heartburn, nothing more. 92% of our worries are needless. Not only is worry irrelevant, doing nothing, worry is irreverent, distrusting God. This devotion comes out of Grace for the Moment, devotional by Max Lucado. I love Max Lucado. I swear half of my favorite mannas and my favorite passages are written by him. He's so good. Anyway, this one to me, I really like it because it's something that I've grown over time to learn. I can remember when I was young, in high school especially, I would worry about everything. I would worry so much about what the games that I pitched. I'd be so worried about what if I hit a batter or what if I walk a batter. I'd be so worried about basketball games and what if I missed this free throw at the end of the game, or worried about a test coming up, worried about I don't know. I just, especially like public speaking was a big worry of mine. So speech class, all these things with school especially really worried me. I always worried about getting bad grades and if I was going to get my stuff done on time and if I was going to have to get up in front of the class or embarrassing things, whatever. And I spent a lot of time worrying about these things. And it wasn't until I don't know, sometime in my 20s that it kind of hit me, probably my late 20s, maybe even when I had my kids, that it started kind of hitting me that it's such a wasted time to worry. It gets you nowhere, and the best thing to do is to just plow forward. Instead of worrying about something like quitting a job and having to talk to the boss about how you're moving on to a different career or I don't know, whatever the case may be, it's so much better to just go get it done, to handle it, to plow forward and plow through it. And another side of that is the distrusting God part. I hadn't really thought that much about that side of it. I've always, for the last decade or so, been pretty big on telling people and myself, don't worry about it. Worrying does no good. Just forget about it and move on. The worry and the anxiety will not help you in any way. It just makes it worse. But I didn't really think that much about the irreverent side, the side of distrusting God. But now that Max writes that and I read it, it really is true, and it really kind of puts it into perspective for me that I had never thought that much about how it is a sign of distrusting God, that worrying and being anxious and scared about everything is basically telling God that you don't trust him to handle it. And I could see where he wouldn't like that. He doesn't want his followers to worry and be anxious about everything. He wants them to trust that he's got this, that he's going to make it okay. So I think I'm going to reflect a little bit more on that in the coming days, because like I said, I've focused on the side of things that worry is irrelevant and pointless, but I haven't really focused that much on it being irreverent. So my current situation, like I've talked about in other videos, I'm looking for my next career. Not really looking, because I honestly am not that worried about it, but I'm waiting on God to bring the right opportunity, whatever that may be. So I need to make sure that I'm trusting Him, and that I'm not worrying about it, and that I'm just letting it happen, because I know that God will take care of it in His time. Everything will work out just fine if I just trust God. So thanks for listening. God bless.